You know, once you get past the grip and the setup, obviously to me the most important aspect of the golf swing is swinging the golf club on the correct plane for you as an individual. And it's different for each person based on how you set up to the golf ball. I mean, Colby, go ahead and set up to one here. I mean, you know, to me, your plane angle is dictated by the angle of the club shaft at address. Now, provided that your clubs are fit for you properly, this allows you to really define your swing plane. I mean, if your hands were too high, you know, you'd be in an incorrect plane, or too low. But when you set up right here, Colby has good posture. He's set up to the golf ball in a nice neutral position. And this is the angle of the club shaft. That's the angle of the plane. So as he swings the golf club back, what he's trying to do is he's trying to keep the golf club swinging back on the same angle that he's set up on. So if he took the club back, say, too much like this, he's way underneath the plane here. And one thing you can see when you're looking at the swing band, you're seeing a different color there when you're doing it, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. You can definitely see when you do it correct that the same colors are, it looks just how it did at setup there.
Right. Okay, so you're letting the club come up and it's coming in. You know, if you're making a mistake in the takeaway, you're either going out too much here, and you can see that not only is he outside, but he's closed, and there's a lot of white showing on the swing band. Or you're coming in and too low here, and now he's rotated it too much, and the black is too much on top. But if you take it back on a correct plane, the club's coming in, the club's coming up, and as you swing back, you're going to see that the swing band looks just like it did when you started, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Now, as you continue back, okay, the golf club is once again on the same angle that it was at address. Good way to check yourself with the swing band, once again, too flat of a swing, we'll have the black showing on top. Too upright of a swing, we'll have the white showing on top right there. Neutral position on the plane, same angle there that you had at address. It's above that. It's not the same exact plane, but it's one plane angle, if you will. This angle is not too upright. It's not too flat. You're right on that correct plane. Now, one thing you want to notice is that when you're swinging here, his arms are out in front of his body. And that's a key point. A lot of times what people will do is they'll swing their arms too much across their chest like this. So you want to always keep your arms in front of your body. When you address the ball, set up to do it again here, Colby. Okay, when you address the ball, your arms are out in front of you. As you go back, you want to keep your arms out in front of you. You know, that doesn't mean you got to try and push them out of their socket, but just out in front of you. Your left arm is straight but fairly relaxed. I mean, it's not collapsing into your body. It's not swinging across your chest, but it's out in front of you. The club's on the correct plane. As you continue back to the top, your club's going to point a little bit to the left if it's on the correct plane, because you're not quite all the way back. But if you get all the way back, and there's nothing that says you have to, if you get all the way back where your club's, you know, parallel to the ground, then it would be parallel to your target line again. Now, as you start to bring the club down, what you're looking for is you're looking for a club that comes down on the same plane that you went back on. And Colby's doing a good job of demonstrating here. But when people are off, they'll either bring it down, you know, too flat, and the club drops behind them, or they bring it in too steep, and they come outside. And these are obviously the mistakes that people make. If they slice the ball, they come down too much this way. If they hook the ball, they tend to come down too much this way, too much from inside. When you come too much from inside, it causes you to flip your hands like this, and you're going to have a tendency to hook the golf ball too much. When you come down too steep and from the outside, you're going to have a tendency to block. Your arms are going to reverse rotate like this, and when they do, you're going to slice the golf ball to the right. So what you want to have happen is you want to swing the golf club back on the correct plane, and then you want to swing the club down on the correct plane. And if you do, then you're going to have your best chance of returning to impact where the swing band looks just like it did when you started, where the green is right in the middle. And when that happens, you're going to hit a straight shot. Okay? If you hit obviously too much this way, you're hooking it. If you're hitting too much this way with the black on top, you're slicing. Then as you continue through, you're really looking at just a mirror image of what you had in the backswing. You know, here the club is following the angle of the shaft through. Now there's a nice extension with his hands as he comes through the shot, and the club face is square to the arc of his swing as he comes through. A great little checkpoint, once again, when you're just practicing. Look at the swing band. Does it look like it did when you started? If you rotate your hands too much here, your club face too close, you're seeing white on top. If you don't rotate enough, you're seeing black on top. Come through, get the swing band to look just like it did as you started, and you're going to find that you got the club face nice and square to the arc of your swing. The club's swinging on an arc, you're square to that arc. Then as you continue through, you know, the club is hopefully right on the same plane again, so when he's swinging the golf club through, what we're looking for here is a look once again. That's the same with the swing band as when you started. There the face is too shut. You can see how the face is closed there. It's got a lot of white on top with the swing band. If I have it too much like this, its club face is obviously too open, a lot of black on top. There we got the same look we had when we started, and then you continue all the way through to the finish. I mean, that's the swing that you're looking for, one that's on plane from the address position all the way back through the top of the swing and all the way back and down through the swing. If you can swing the golf club on a better plane, you're going to hit better, more solid golf shots.